And this time, Adeli Amigos, they find the openers. They're able to get it into this 5-on-3, but you just see, Case, how efficient their utility has been. They still make it very close. But because they had that long streak, that long run, their money is good. Could be enough for the rest of the half, and Urban even fighting around those flames. Catching Pyria, who's been very investigative from B. That's the second time he's been trying to flank and get down those B steps. He's been largely uncontested in those opening segments, so he's taking liberties. But he's now a liability.
Snow's out to make a play. Nades back to Sandbags, will not finish off Fast in. He's very low though. So if there's anything that's going to put the fear of God into him, that would be it. Now he's got a teammate coming through, fragging out. There's a timing here where he could catch Yeps as well. A single kill is all you really ask from him when he's in a situation like it. Bit of an oversight that they're not realizing this could be a possibility. They're not going to check, and he's got two. Fast has done more than his job. And now in the 2-on-3, Urban low as well from the earlier exchange. Yeps is all alone. 30 seconds, time's ticking out, and with a Molotov on the bomb site, they're spamming the smoke as well. SHC will not fall. He's able to come out on top. 10th round secured. They are closing the distance inch by inch.
For how good their utility has been, for how good their calls have been, the reads on where Adeli Amigos are going to be, they try to cut corners. They had Molotovs for the sandbags. They could have done that. But they go in with the double nade, and they just think if there was somebody there, he would almost certainly be dead. That 4 HP lasts Fasten long enough for those 2 kills. His patience pans out. But them cutting corners like that, I didn't expect that considering the half that Case have put together. They lower their guard for just a moment. They've been so dominant, this T side. And now it's back to back from Adeli Amigos. And as much as the money was looking good for Case on this attack, you know, they might run out of gas by the time that they're thinking about crossing that finish line. And listen, ZQK, you know, not having the greatest of games, neither is Riccioli for most of it. But in terms of calling the better game, I think Riccioli has done his part as an in-game leader. You can excuse not having frags when you are orchestrating these rounds perfectly. There's been far more reliance. It's almost been a 2-horse race for Adeli Amigos between SHZ and Delboni. You need to find impact on that AWP. You need to find impact on your B-side anchor, Imperia, as well, if they want to be able to force this into an overtime. I'll even if they get to the overtime, I don't know what that entails. If they get to OT, they only guarantee that they have to play 3 more rounds consecutive against Case's T-side. That has been so well put together, but they can't get comfortable.
Ace looked like they're starting to stagger before, and Mirage, they have to just make sure they can keep their heads held high. Tony, angle is perfect, but he's not able to find the frags. The responses are there. Yeps and Riccioli cleaning up the B site, and this might be the end of the road, but Fasin is forcing his way past every block. He'll take the dirt path if he has to. But he just needs to take the round away. He knows it as well. Continues forward. Riccioli is expecting the re-aggression. He's watching for it. He's asking for it. But will they check this steel beam? Is this about to be a secondary nightmare from Sandbags? 25 seconds. The time is running out. Someone needs to make a play here. Go for information, and it's fast to find the frag. Now Molly from Snow will be trying to flush him out, but he's still got the angle advantage. He's got so much cover. He's done it all.
I don't know how to describe what Facet is offering up in these rounds. Played spoiler at Sandbags, and this time just fighting through those smokes that Case had put down. It felt like they had the round in the palm of their hands. They get all the kills they need to through B, but Fasten through that smoke, and the reposition to quad is such a gamble. They had Molotovs, they tried to play a patient game, but Fasten just finds the perfect timing, and he plays spoiler again. They don't come in with an optimal buy. It's Case on pistols, it's Case on SMGs, and they're running in fast. RCF hunting for that first tool, and he finds it quick, but Snow and ZQK have collected on a bunch of frags. It's actually SHZ that takes down Snow. And Delboni's here on the action as well. They have collected on this comeback. They are right back in it. We're going OT.
Not just a two-horse race anymore. Fasten as well coming into play in those last few rounds, and that is a scary prospect. We saw what that full triad activated can do over in Mirage, and if that's what you have to go up against, Michael, it doesn't matter if there's 3 more T-side rounds from Case or not. Either side is terrifying.
Yeah, and the real worry for Case will be they felt like they had this. I thought they had this. The way that they were playing that T side was a marvel. But then there was this awakening in from AYA towards the end of regulation that meant that they would not be denied. 28 kills for Delboni. But you're right. You know, a lot of that impact in those later stages came from Fasten on his late awakening. But the fact that this game could have ended in regulation.
Yeah.
That
couple of times
them.
over.
I mean, that may haunt them because their CT side did not impress.
And right now it is quickly into A. Speed is of the essence, but it is also disabled. On Molotov and Case are looking to reset back into a couple more util protocols. I don't blame them for it. That's what's given them success so far, but are these notebooks running out of pages? Re-aggress from SHZ is being planned. Both him and Fasten are setting up the bracket squeeze, but one of those has already been knocked down. ZQK nowhere nearby. SHZ is well forced back.
My god, Fasten got distracted by the fact he saw the foot of Urban, who was very low HP. And that's what gives Case that opener. They don't decide to continue re-aggressing. They cut their losses. Still 3 gravitated towards this A bomb site. They're just still waiting for some kind of a boost, some kind of play that catches Case off guard, but nothing giving, nothing going. Found the smoke, a little bit of spam. SHZ down to 5, and the nade will finish him off. It's again a utility that force AYA into uncomfortable positions. Delboni had to perform in that position, and ZQK, his kill is nice, but he is hounded down by Riccioli. Once again, a double kill from this in-game leader. And only this AWP of Pyria, who struggled on B on the rifle. Now into OT, where he's got all that extra money. He was hoping that he could find more impact, but he's just too late to the party. I don't even know why he's still hovering around.
Surely just go back and save at this point. Pyria maybe hungering for a little bit of blood for himself. It doesn't feel like he's had a fair deal a couple of times over, but now when they were hitting that B site, you're right, he did struggle. Tough times, man. You can see exactly what they were going for on the AYA side. Both SSZ and Fazin were hoping to find a timing when the smoke would be dissipating, or maybe SSZ could even walk through it to try and fight into ramp with ZQK behind them, but that first death on the Fast just removes any plan they had.
Yeah, it is just kind of wild watching that from Fasten's perspective, because listen, I don't know if he's having technical issues. I don't know if he's like kicked his PC in frustration, but had he just had his crosshair ready for a fight on ramp, you know, the chance he gets away with that kill, it feels like he's had a bit of a hot hand. But he got distracted by seeing the heel of one of those case players, and that ain't the head that he was looking for. To think that is how you concede an opener. That's frustrating. I did succeed in holding on to that secondary AWP, but double AWPs in OT can be a bit difficult to fund when it comes to all 3 rounds. You need to come away with a round win, with at least a couple of those staying alive.
Important kill for Perio to find. That secondary op is able to ring through. We've seen Urbano try to be the player contending back towards the B stairs a few times over. This will not be one of those. Case feeling a little bit lost now. Not really ready for that first kill to go against him. SAC as well as readjusting into what was already an advantage. He finds some good damage, sure, but this is a great equalizer to come through for Case. They're more than happy to have it come in, especially with Urbano now looking to find some space. Delboni, though, is on the other side. It's not the AWP, and he's got the angle. Delboni taken down. Op will be forced to rotate in. They know it's never going to be useful for the retake, so where do you take it?
Uh-oh. Oh my goodness, this flight path from Urban was completely unexpected, but Pyria able to adapt, get that kill right back. It's a 1 versus 1, switching out to this AK and trying to battle through that smoke, but he doesn't commit. A flash in to feign that re-aggression. And a nade to blow the smoke, expecting Riccioli to play forward, but he's ready to greet him should he decide to move through that. This the in-game leader tested. Called such a great game, but Pyria, he has a smoke, a kit as well. He'll force Riccioli to try and make the play, a nade to try and blow the smoke, but Pyria has him, and he's got the time for the defuse. He may have been silent in regulation, but he comes in with a triple when AYA need it most.
Yeah, Riccioli unable to trust himself in that 1v1 there, just trying to accelerate, and Pyria comes alive in a big way, starts off the round with a kill, and then finishes it in the 1v1 as well. It really did feel like Urban had done everything needed to bring it all back, though, with the 2 frags, both the first under Delboni and the second to take down ZQK. How could he ever expect a third there?
Yeah, I mean, just honestly, a great job from AYA thinning that herd before that plant came in as well. Otherwise, Pyria may not have stood a chance. All the same ramp aggression and utility exchange between AYA and Case. As I said, this time not going to hazard the same exploration he went on last time.
Feel like the full legs of Heroes plan once again, but ZQK gets the better of RCF this time. Fast, from back default, will look to aggress through alongside SAZ. Both AWPs are here. Peria brings in a swath of utility, and they're just waiting for the Delboni flank to activate. Urban is not watching for it. He's got other problems. SAZ and Fast are ripping apart all the assailants of A. The flank was never needed.
Oh my goodness. When they were struggling to find any success on the CT side on their overtime, being able to get 2 is worth its weight in gold. Their T side did such a great job of finding and manifesting these opening duels, made Case really uncomfortable, and now moving in with an advantage, going back into that T side, Case have to be sweating. I think you're right. And they didn't want to overuse the same strategies that were so successful. They started to turn the pages and there weren't extra strats that they could pull out to really keep Adali Amigos guessing. Because they simplified. They really did moving into that overtime. And AYA this time would not be deterred. 2-1 at the turn of that first half of the overtime. Case have to really put in a shift. They have to have woken up and found solutions to what was a struggle on this defensive half.
Blast through, but it won't matter. Fast has just got the spray transfer on lock. Not spray transfer, but full spray down on lock. This keeps it going. Nice spot.
Yeah, he'd only transferred neurons to his mouse and just let it rip.
If anything, being blind just makes it easier. Just
Full muscle
completely
memory.
focus on the spray, yeah.
Well, SHC could find a great timing if he decides to peer around the edges of that construction.
For one, Riccioli, unexpected. Picks up the second as well, and as he's looking to retreat, Delboni spots the head. Just the scalp, mind you. But a Molotov forces Riccioli backwards. Snow is still here. They should know it. And indeed they do. AYA look to find their first match point in the entire series. Delboni putting down the enemy in-game leader as well, recovers the bomb, and now with this, Urbano is just a dead man walking. Surely doesn't expect Shiz, but he still adjusts. Back to a 1v1. Delboni's been the main man to call out for consistently, and that's not changed. 1v1 or not, he still gets a triple.
Yeah, once again, just being so instrumental, and it's Shiz and Delboni, these two horses that have been able to strike so hard. I'm sure it's Fasten that opens up the round, but they're the ones that are able to sort of take and find so much space to make, honestly, such a strange game state. You know, Shiz sort of sliding into elevator when there's a player still at crane. You see this Case player in through middle having to worry about the prospect of Delboni coming in from window, but then also elevator. Such a strange state of affairs, but AYA seem to thrive in that kind of a chaos. Case are so built on plans and constructing their own rounds, and they're getting picked apart. Pyria this time finding the opener, but RCF responds very rapidly, and Riccioli doesn't let go of middle. They are finding kills back and forth on this opener from either side. 3-on-2, and the smoke right now obscuring RCF from Shiz. They just want to finish him off, but RCF moves further forward, and the Molotov's going to keep him trapped there. Pyria able to get that kill right back, but Riccioli evacuating, hoping to play the man advantage.
With the amount of time still left and Shiz having the bomb, this is still a round where you have to be scared. That is for sure. The CTs are reinvestigating by trying to go back aggressively into ramp, and they've given sound cues over with those A4 bullets being fired and the nade being chucked out. Shiz will have a chance to turn it back to a 1v1. Riccioli looks away. They are so wary of the man still being here in A, but at the end of the day, he's got the timing. Both CTs regroup and move back.
I can't believe how perfect his timing is on this. They just gave up the A-bomb site, and it's free.
And they have to wait on B. It's not like you're just going to be able to rotate away immediately until the bomb is planted. Even Shiz can't believe it. Even he doesn't know how good his timing is. Bomb's going to be planted out for short. This is a tricky plant, though. He's relying on there being no more utility left from the CTs, perhaps, but Riccioli does have an incendiary. Trying to fully deny it out from this side is not easy. Shiz holding things down, looking for the first spot. They know where he is. He needs to take the duel, and soon. No! He had a chance, Michael. But Yeps just shuts him down.
Yeah, he certainly did. I mean, they were grinding off a lot of time off that clock, but they had a smoke, they had a Molotov, they had everything they could have needed for that retake. They would have been too scared probably to deploy it in case SHZ just found the perfect timing to strike. But Yep just puts it to bed with a nice clean headshot. That was honestly chaos across the map. There were kills happening at middle, B, and A all simultaneously. Everyone wanting to throw some presence at the start of that round. And as I said, with his perfect timing, almost pulled it together. This time a more defensive effort here from Case, not threatening that same presence at ramp. But Snow's flank is so rapid, so quick. He slid in through mid, down the ladder, and they're not gonna realize this. No one's looking.
They have not got a clue. This is equalization written all over it. Snow's the one holding the pen. Quick triple, and here's Yeps to back him right up. Shiz doesn't know what happened, but turns out timing swings both ways. 15-15. This game's not over yet.
Oh my goodness. And, you know, we put a lot of importance on Snow at the start of this series. He has been delivering across both the maps, but it felt like sometimes he, you know, just didn't have the support, didn't have the help. This time his team have propped him up, and this is the round in which he absolutely feasts. His timing could not have been better. And he did exactly what he had to. Played patient, played cool, didn't shoot that first target, lined up multiple, and secures the second overtime for Case. I won't lie. You know, I looked back on that nuke when we'd finished watching it, and it wasn't the most riveting game. This Vertigo is delivering on every single front. We get fast plays, we get great tactics. We've had these clutch moments, these big plays from players that have sometimes not looked the hottest throughout this game. But over time, it's no holds barred. Who cares who it is? Who cares how you did in regulation? Show up in the here and now, and we're getting different performances. Pyria, in the same vein as Snow, was a little quiet, but had a very, very instrumental three-piece.
At this point, who cares what you did even in the first overtime?
No, I mean, of course.
It is all about the next play. And for Case, a team that's been so reliant on having these great strats, the longer this goes, the more it feels like they're in the disadvantage for not having a superhero. How many times can Snow try and do the same thing again? Hopefully this is the kind of place where you can see, you know, these younger players come alive, these younger players evolve and find a new dimension.
Yeah, because you're playing against a team with just so much experience in Adal the Amigos. The odds still in their favor. Even after the halves reset, overtime once again, still leaning slightly in favor of AYA. I don't know that I have the same concerns. I've been mesmerized by Case so far on Vertigo, even if this has been a complete nail-biter, hard to call. AYA is slowly working on this ramp control.
Forward. Smoke's been cleared. He's able to find the shot from behind it regardless. Made the back of Fast, and he's been eliminated too. The fast-paced players from the 5 rifles are all getting involved in A. Riccioli yet to reveal, still has a nade as well, and with these players feeling a little bit tetchy in the 3v5, this could be very dangerous. ZQK, oh my god, Piri has moved up, he's found 2! The quick double headshots and the nade won't matter. Yeps can't find the kill to follow it up with. It looked like Case had it all on a silver platter. But the superhero effect continues to reign strong. Will Snow be able to find escape in time? Nade through Delboni weakened, but only so softly. ZQK misses a chance and he might be regretting that one later on. A smoke down on the bomb and only an op to deny. Overhead flashbang, Snow's on the defuse, trying to stick it out. ZQK's got the knife!
How on earth has that happened? I am at a complete loss. A 5-on-3 where players are being weakened, wounded by utility, some of the spam back from AYA, and then suddenly Period just unlocks the entire round, finds that instant double, the follow-up from his teammates as well. That is a heartbreaker for Case. They decided to play forward and they get punished for it. They could have played back. They could have played for the post plant. They could have used those numbers, but they just get run over. ZQK finding that finishing blow. This time an aggressive move here from Case over at B, and it's Snow that delivers. Pyria will not be the hero to start this.
Reconvening back into middle is RCF and his AWP. He knows he just needs to hold on. But the boost opens up possibilities to a difficult double peak. The damage is good. It forces RCF away. Case Snow, 5v4 or not, this round is still very much in the air, and as the T's are going to continue contesting in middle, Case will not let up doing the same. RCF's op strikes in, strikes through. Delboni is down. And the boost up from the side. Snow wants to make a play again.
Oh, and he almost found it. Caught Fasten unaware, but he spins in time. But they know this player is low, and Yeps will hound him down. Trying desperately to get space right back is ZQK, and it just leaves Shiz in a 1 versus 4. There are 3 players here to greet him, but the first headshot, the follow-up frag as well. RCF showing a little too much skin. 15 seconds. He knows this player's in at headshot. He's trying to funnel him out, but that Molotov goes far too deep. And he has no time. He has to try and plan. He forces the fight. He brought it down to the one-on-one, but Riccioli ties the bow on it. I mean, absolute great work from Snow throughout that entire round. They were trying to build that execute on B, but they threw that smoke onto Guardian, and it made it basically impossible for them to make use of the actual execute they had planned.
Gosh, if Riccioli's even a little bit slow in that swing out, Shiz might have just turned around and taken him down there and then.
Yeah.
AWP of ZQK now coming in as well. Definitely been the quietest player on the server so far, but it's rounds like this where if you're able to find the crucial frag, all is forgotten.
But it's not without its casualty. You know, both AWPs ringing true on that first fight, and you know, SHZ has been a little bit more consistent throughout this map. He's been doing his best to keep them engaged. So even though ZQK, it takes a while, they're still 4-on-4, and Yeps is playing ahead of all of these Molotovs. It's a carpet of flames. There's really nowhere that he can run, but he's still fighting from the rafters, but he'll eventually get taken.
Riccioli, now it's his time to shine. Molotov to try and herd them back to white. The nade is trying to do the same, but Riccioli's shots are what are really connecting. ZQK down. Turns the corner. Steel beam to hide away the flashes. Riccioli still performing. He's holding down the line as RCF rotates in. It might be too late. The AWP on the rotate, never fun. Nade is good. Fast in though. Moves past the Molotov, and as he maintains position on the default box. RCF knows he's got no choice but to contend. Around the corner he could go. Deagle is what he'll opt for. I don't blame him for it, but there's too many players, too many angles, and too difficult shots. Birya takes him down.
Oh, RCF just lost track. He saw that player in a default and just didn't read the position. AYA, when they need it, they get it. They have an advantage once again coming out of this first half of the overtime. They get 2 on this T side where they struggled to get in the previous. And they pulled 2 together on their CT side too. But man, none of these rounds are ever clear-cut. We've had these long streaks where AYA looked dominant. Hell, Case looked dominant. Mainly from T-side efforts. And now we reset it all again.
Empty server as we try and wipe the blood off for just a little while longer. And it's so strange to see the kills on either side. You wouldn't believe that Case were even in contention. Not a single player on Case is, you know, even close to 30. Not a single one of them's touched 25 yet. That's a testament to show you what a lot of their teamwork is going to be taking them forward in.
But you need a pocket strat. You need something to secure at least an opening round. This is a different setup from AYA. They never did this. A double stack in through mid, playing the high and the low ground. It's Fasten and Dalboni that stop any prospect of making mid their domain. They can't even get the plan to start. Bomb dropped at the feet, and ZQK here to reinforce.
Great shot to follow up with as well. He knows he's just needed for the cleanup, just needed to seal the deal. Snow, nothing you can do in this round. 1v4. Nothing to be asked for.
I think he's being talked out of trying to go for it, really. Trying to line up a Molotov, but it feels like you almost need him to try and do some damage, maybe get their hands back on that AWP.
You've got that one in the next round regardless, so honestly, with the circumstances being what they are, Snow just needs to go for it, see if he can get some kills and say goodbye to the round pretty much. Yeah. Great setup down in the middle. It's very committed, so it feels like you can't really abandon Fasten, but I have to say, Fasten, you look at his score, you wouldn't believe the fact that he's only really been activated for about the last, what, 10, 11 rounds or so?
Yeah, I mean, he's having incredible impact. As soon as we start to move towards the end of regulation, into the overtimes, it really felt like a switch was flipped. Because he was kind of missing, but now he's not missing a beat.
Huh.
And what a time to go for that difference in setup. So many times Case have been able to go uncontested in from mid. Pirya, the secondary orb lands the tag. Down to 8 HP is Riccioli, but he finds that opener.
Not even sure what he wallbanged him through, but still, Riccioli's more than happy to get the advantage, slim as it might be. RCF on the other side has extended. Now, a 5v3. They'll take it in any way they can get it, Michael.
Yeah. I mean, kind of unfortunate that Pirya didn't get that kill. I think he actually flicked into the wood. And, yeah, RCF lurking on that AWP. This has got Case written all over it. But they've been in 5 versus 3s, and they've not closed before. Albeit that was on CT when things are a little bit less certain as to the direction. Timing is perfect here for Yeps. His teammates throwing the util. He has audibles all throughout as ZQK starts to make his move to reinforce the A play. So Yeps has free kills all lined up. In fact, the first two, he even decided to bypass them. ZQK hitting some nice shots, but he's lost teammates. He's lost hope. RCF holding the edge of this smoke as well with the AWP, and he'll stop ZQK right in his tracks. First round of this first T-side round, an all-important one. Kaysar still in this.
I got worried a little bit when Yeps actually prioritized the duel behind him, and that maybe ZQK just flicks onto him, takes him down, and Fasin's got another chance to be a hero, but no, things stabilize for Case.
That's a hell of a flick there from ZQK, probably the flashiest opening we've seen from him thus far this map.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really lead to anything, but would be a good sign if he can take that forward. SHC is just still playing with the smoke. Riccioli wants nothing to do with it himself. He's backed off after forcing the CTs to take the ramp push seriously. Beria hoping that this time he doesn't just flick into wood. Will have realized his mistake from before, but needs to be careful. Flashes and mollies coming all his way. He's been forced off the angle.
Good flick, just as he gets caught by the flash, and he'll catch Riccioli before that smoke blooms to the entrance of B. He has teammates in tow. He'll even land the tag onto Yeps, but Delboni is playing a patient game. He walks straight through that smoke, and he's got the round right at his fingertips. Delboni has been open and shut, the man of this map, and he may have just secured all of it for AYA. It is a long, grueling final map in the series, but Adel y Amigos will take it.
And I just felt like the experience was beginning to show, Michael, and the longer and longer it went, someone else would wake up. You know what? First of all, it was only Delboni, then SHZ comes in, then slowly Fasin wakes up. Towards that last round, Piria's having moments with that secondary op. It is perfection when it comes to experience, and unfortunately, Case just doesn't have that same, they don't really have that same pedigree behind them to be able to fall back on. It didn't feel like those individuals were there in the same way. That's always the problem of system Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I mean, we just had such a stylistic clash when it came down to it in the server. This was actually, you know, I remember you asking me the question, what was my game to watch for today? I wouldn't have pegged this one, but this was definitely the most exciting series we had between two squads that have been able to duke it out in previous outings, and it being able to bounce different ways. I feel like we just got layers delivered, especially on that final map. You know, it's been a late night, but I'm glad that was how we finished it.
I mean, if there was a game to get lost in, this was definitely it. But let's not get completely lost in. I want to take a look at the bracket and, rather in the group bracket, and see what the impact of this will be, as well as they will be moving forward. I believe it's to play up against Imperial. Michael, I forgot there's even other teams in this group, something like it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was up against Imperial. So,
yeah.
You know what, Imperial, if you're watching this one, you're going to have a long, long VOD to comb through.
And listen, both of these teams could have been very deserving of being in this upper bracket. I mean, Imperial showed some signs of weakness against Fury Academy as well earlier on, and even though they are by far our favorites, you know, Imperial had a great run to make it to the major. You know, this is a team that have almost certainly got some very high-level calling as well, but I feel like Adel y Amigos case, regardless of who went forward, they would really test Imperial. And I think regardless of who goes down to that lower bracket, I think we're in for a bit of a feast.
It's going to be a good time, but tomorrow's times are also available for you guys as well. We're just going to bring up the schedule for you in a second. Otherwise, I do have it open for myself. No, we've got it. Okay. We've got La Ruganeta going up against Solid, starting things off. Red Canids and Bounty Hunters, Audic and Flux, and then finally MIBR and W7M. We've clearly demonstrated that we're bad at picking out the match of the day, but Michael, do you want to take a second go at it anyway?
Oh, God. I mean, I have to go with one of the elimination games, La Ruganeta versus Solid. I don't think I'll put on, actually, and maybe MIBR, W7M. You know, the start and the finish of the day, I think, are probably going to be the highlights.
I'm actually with you on that one. I think Solid versus La Rocaneta should be a fun time. Solid's definitely impressed, especially in the RES series. So yeah, we're going to look forward to seeing more of them as well. We're also going to look forward to seeing more of you guys in the stream, in the Twitch chat and all about. For now, though, we've got to be signing off. I've been T-Time, he's been Michael Yumi Cassidy, and tonight's broadcast of the RES LATAM Series 3 is over.
The world is changing quickly. Sector clear. Copy. Sector clear. Copy. Shoot it.
The world is changing, but one thing remains the same: victories with 1xBet.